You're listening to the Venue RX podcast.
I was recently asked a question, which books would I recommend for wedding venue owners in 2023? And that's such a tough question because I really think that it's contextual around what you're currently struggling with. I actually like to skim books and see if it's something that I really want to dive into and see if it's meeting the needs of the challenges that I'm currently facing. So I will preface this by saying, regardless of what you're doing, I think that personal and professional development are huge, but understanding yourself, understanding where you're at in the business cycle and the life cycle of your venue are super, super important. So I just want to contextualize my advice or the book recommendations with that. If you're struggling with hiring or you're struggling with scaling your business or you're struggling with, whatever it is, sales or whatever, you're going to want to make sure that you're reading books that are more closely related to those topics rather than other things. My 3 top books for 2023 are Jeffrey Gitomer's Sales Bible. So this book it's written in a pretty hilarious way, but it's super impactful. It's definitely helped inform how I think about sales. And this guy has so much experience in a number of different industries. And I think a lot of the sales principles that are in that book can be cross-applied to the wedding industry and certainly for wedding venues and selling venues. So that one's huge. The second book that I would recommend for 2023 is How to Hire AA Players by Aaron Kroll, I think is his last name. I need to check on his last name, but this is an awesome book because it lays out so many different effective strategies for hiring A players and just really talks about, how important it is to hire the best people so that you can, continue to serve your clients in increasing ways. So I've loved reading that book because, I passionately and strongly believe that venue owners, whether you are looking to own or operate or looking to, outsource a lot of the things, we need to be hiring people, we need to be using people, we need to be delegating effectively, and we need to be doing that so that we don't burn out and so that we are able to spend our time, thinking about new ways and creative ways that we're able to surprise and delight our guests and our couples that we serve. So I think hiring is absolutely huge, and that book is phenomenal. The third book I'd recommend for 2023 is a book called Scale. It's by David Finkel and Jeff Hoffman, and it is a really good book because it talks about the steps that a business owner needs to take to scale their company. And they go through the different levels of business, and they talk about the different levels that a business has to go through to not become owner-reliant. And I think this is really, really important, especially for our industry because of how many owner-reliant venues there are. And I think that, while many of us venue owners and operators are fire starters, we're really excited about, serving people, we're excited about the experiences that we can create, and we're excited about that piece. I think if we incorrectly pigeonhole ourselves into constantly being owner-operators and we don't price our services correctly and we don't, run our operations correctly, then we put ourselves in a position where we're not able to scale, we're not able to work on our business, we're constantly in it, doing all the busy stuff, and that is really counterproductive. You might be able to do that for 2, 3, 4 years, but later on down the line, you might really struggle as you try to juggle dealing with, all of the personal things that you have on your plate as well as all of the professional things and serving more and more couples. And you don't want to get to that position, right? You want to be able to scale, you want to be able to outsource things, you want to be able to delegate. And so that book, Scale, David Finkel and Jeff Hoffman, incredible book. We will leave links to these books in the description so you can check them out yourself. But as far as reading goes in 2023, you got to check those books out or listen to them on audiobook. It's another great way to do it. If you guys have specific questions on things, whether it's hiring, whether it's operations, scaling, leadership, things like that, I'd love to recommend some other books for you. So I'd be curious, and let me know in the comments below if there are specific topics that you're more interested in hearing about, because I can not only, maybe share any of my experience on it, but I can also be more than happy to recommend books that have really built into my life and authors that I follow quite a bit. So I hope this has been helpful to you. I'm really excited for you and your business as we go into 2023 here, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next video.